It's time to get a little less serious about wrestling. This is the alternate commentary table with lifelong friends.
Notice your difference in size.
And lifelong wrestling fans.
Each is a very capable performer, and each is a little too clever to give the other boy much of an advantage.
Mitch Hontzias.
Credits himself with a lot of power.
And Dimitri Korolis.
So that he got all that power from drinking raw olive oil all through his youth.
Okay, let's go. I'm recording, okay? Is that what you want?
Did you press it?
I did.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You know, I don't know. You know, it's easy for you on that side, Mr. Mitchell, who's not doing the work.
That's right.
You got your coffee.
Hey.
You're sitting nice. You got your little agenda and your notes. Meanwhile, here I'm saving and editing and struggling and this and that. And you're chirping me on top. That, my friend, is not going to fly. Right here, right now.
Come on.
On the alternate commentary table right now on the McGuire on Wrestling podcast feed. You can download us and the McGuire Show anywhere where you're streaming your podcast.
Anywhere you want.
It's all over the place. You can also join, and I highly recommend, because the activity this week has been off the charts.
Right.
The Team MOW on Facebook fan page. McGuire on Wrestling. Team MOW fan page. It is fantastic. It's great. Not only that.
What?
If you're part of the podcast,
right.
If you're part of the Facebook group, you might as well make it official like our friend Joe.
Right.
And join the GWO.
Yeah.
Or get your McGuire on Wrestling apparel at the McGuire shop. You can just search McGuireShow.com. You got the link over there. Special going on. $5 off, minimum purchase, $25 or over. Hey, we just want to keep the lights on.
Hey.
We want to keep the alternate tables intact. That's all we're trying to do.
That's it. It's not a big thing. Yeah, thank you very much. What a week of wrestling. I got to be honest with you. You know, I watched a little bit of the Raw, watched a lot of the AEW, I got to admit, and I was saying, hey, how is SmackDown going to come into this? Heading into Denver, I'm like, what could possibly be happening? And what a start to the show. LA Knight, right in there. What a pop. So crazy.
Okay.
Pat MacAfee, Austin Theory, and LA Knight, all right. I mean, it was awesome.
You know what? This is worse shaming what you're doing right now.
What do you mean?
Than what Mike did on the Chef Boyardee, which we'll get into later.
What do you mean? I don't get what you're saying.
Oh, don't, man. Mitch.
What? I don't understand.
Okay.
Wait a minute. That wasn't LA Knight at the beginning of the show?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I joke, obviously. The Rock shows up for the first time in 4 years on SmackDown. He was doing the Pat MacAfee.
Was it 4 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was doing the Pat MacAfee show earlier because they're in Denver for college game day. And he says, you know what? Hey, Pat, if you're going to go, I'm going to go. Mm-hmm. The Rock shows up. And I do have to admit, it was one of the biggest pops I've heard in a very long time, and rightfully so. The guy hasn't been around. I get it. He looks great. He looked bigger than ever. But I have to admit, the first thing that all I could think about was this. What did Austin Theory do so badly that he is getting destroyed every which way?
I know. I thought that's funny you say that. I thought the exact same thing, Mitch. Like, I understand he's a really good heel.
Sure.
He's a guy you love to hate. And if you're going to get, and he has that comedic hate about him too, where it works. It's comedic for him to get beat up.
Right.
But you're right. The guy was on the come up. Now, why are they punishing him?
Yeah.
Losing to Rey Mysterio. Someone who probably should be retired.
Right.
Right? Or at least, let's say, old regime.
Sure.
Okay. Made an example of by The Rock. Okay? Yes. Made an example of, if you recall, he probably took the stunner better than anyone I've ever seen.
Agreed.
A few WrestleManias ago by Stone Cold.
Yes.
What's in the cards for him?
How about he lost WrestleMania to Pat MacAfee as well?
Lost WrestleMania to Pat MacAfee. That's the dad bod.
The dad bod. Now, I just, the reason I bring it up, because I'm actually serious. I think there's something going on here. Because, dude, The Rock comes out. He does his thing. I mean, it was a long intro. The guy took his time coming down, and rightfully so. He got the big pop, all that. Comes into the ring. They're kind of bantering. And then he made the crowd, swear basically at him for a good few minutes. Like, it is funny, but it's also like, you know what, man? I don't know. Like, I know guys, like, it's, to me, he did something wrong, and they are making him pay. There is no other way around this, because he loses last week in a tag match with
Grayson Waller.
Yeah. He has lost his belt, the U.S. Championship, to Rey Mysterio, as you alluded to. He's getting lambasted by the crowd now. Like, yeah, they're making him a heel, but they're doing it at his disposal as well, meaning like they're really cutting him, they're chopping him down. I don't see how he gets back. And then same thing with John Cena, right? Like, John Cena ripped them apart. You got the two biggest stars maybe of all time in the WWE cutting you down, and I have not seen him come back up. Like, I don't know if he can come back from this chopping.
Well, and it's funny because they bring John Cena in at WrestleMania last year,
right,
to put him over.
Yeah.
Right. And they did it in a good way, too, where he kind of gave him the cheap shot and he still won and he has that under his belt.
Right.
Well, there's got to be some kind of momentum push. And it's funny. It's like they want him to be that guy, but they don't want to do anything for him to be that guy. I don't know. It's an anomaly for me. It's crazy because, like I said,
right,
yes, he's not MJF, Mitch. Of course he's not MJF. But he's their version of a cheeky weasel.
Right.
Where if you look at MJF on the come up was that too. And so they could have that ratings where I personally think if they let him fly and kind of give him a bit of that edge, they can have the ingredients to compete from that level in terms of a persona. I want to point something out.
Sure.
You mentioned SmackDown. You're right. I was almost wrestled out this week.
Yeah.
By the time it came to SmackDown, and not like you, I'm like, well, this better be good.
Yeah.
I can't help but point this out.
Sure.
The Rock.
Right.
The crowd pop was out of control.
Yeah.
The John Cena.
Right.
The crowd pop is always out of control.
Absolutely.
The Rey Mysterio is still actively wrestling.
Yeah.
There's something to be said. Hey, you new superstar. As The Rock so eloquently has said over his career, know your role and shut your mouth.
Right.
It's crazy to me that not only are they doing the nostalgia cheer.
That's it.
The fans truthfully wish those guys could be back.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
100%.
This to me just says, hey, new superstar. Just take some notes, for crying out loud, you guys.
It's true.
These guys are bigger than you still, and they're not even doing anything. It's crazy. Well, so maybe that's, tying it in, maybe that's where, not just with the Austin Theory, but maybe that's where, when you got guys like Triple H, again, part of that regime, Triple H could headline a WrestleMania even still today.
I agree with you.
And get away with it.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's exactly what's happening. I think that the guys are all looking at their ratings. They're looking at things and they're saying, we need to do something. And that kind of takes me into the next thing. Like, even the writers, go ahead.
Hold on. They do need to do something. And they are doing something about it. And I'm going to roast you right now because you started the show. You're like, oh, look, LA Knight was in the ring with Pat MacAfee.
I thought they wrecked it last night.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
look. Okay. You want to know what I noticed? Let me tell you why LA Knight is the most over guy in the business. He's the greatest guy right now that's happening.
Sure.
Next to MJF.
Okay.
Because I'm sure we're going to talk about his promo.
Sure.
Because we're going to do some math today.
Right.
Okay. We were on the phone yesterday.
Yeah.
And LA Knight was starting his segment.
Mm-hmm.
And you, of all people, shushed me. And said, wait.
Yeah.
You said, wait. He's saying something. He's going to say something. And this is my point. Since The Rock, say whatever you want to say about this guy, but since The Rock, LA Knight is the first guy that I can recall that when he comes in the ring, you're waiting to hear what he's actually going to say. And not one person in wrestling has that.
Listen,
he's that hot, man.
You just said it. Exactly. That's why this is why probably MJF and him are so high right now. Is we've talked about it a few times on this pod now. They're just good on the microphone. And
give it to me, Mitch.
No, I'm just
the LA Knight.
I don't.
You need
I'll be honest,
LA Knight.
Can I tell you something? Yeah. What I didn't like yesterday, I don't mind him and The Miz having their little fights again. But now that storyline seems to now have the door closed on it. But why do it after, like yesterday, there was such, you really gotta be on top of your game when The Rock and John Cena are on the same show. They're coming, and then you kind of throw in it's like throwing in a little piece of cheese on your sandwich, a little Swiss, even though you had American cheddar, and you're throwing in the MJF and the Miz fighting each other, or the LA Knight and the Miz fighting each other, and you're like, did I really need that extra piece of cheese? It was almost like, oh, well, these guys are showing up. Maybe we'll do you guys next week. Because it was like too much. It was way too many things going on. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I wasn't.
But you got to do something with the leftovers, Mitch.
I hear ya. So next week, do it next week.
Hey, sometimes the pizza's better. The day
I'll
after
give you another
fridge.
example. Then later on that night, you got the Rey Mysterio and the LWO, who has nothing on the GWO.
Nothing.
They come in and they're like, and Escobar's like, I would like to fight you. And Rey Mysterio's like, you deserve it. Hey, MJF. Hey, Adam Cole. Meet Escobar and Rey Mysterio. Like, they're stealing each other's cheesy thing. This is where I'm saying, you guys don't like each other? Fight. You guys like each other? Fight. But don't make this all like, oh, you're my best friend. You're my mentor. I'm going to fight. Come on. Just hit him over the head with a chair. We all waiting for it. We all want that. Take away the LWO. One of you guys take the lead. Let's go. Let's go.
Whatever happened to a good old-fashioned double-cross?
That's what I'm saying.
Like this is where, because the LW. Okay, Mitch, you're getting me fired up today.
Good,
I know what you're doing.
Finally.
You're poking and you're prodding. And
I'm just saying, do something.
See, the GWO, we got edge.
That's right.
We got edge.
I would double cross you in a second.
Are you kidding? I'm about to phone, get Zoodles and Chef Boyardee to actually be the official sponsor and stick it to the Maguire.
Right.
Because nobody, and the Greeks mean nobody messes with Joe or anyone that's GWO for life.
That's right.
Not on a Facebook page, not on a podcast. I digress. The NWO represents edge.
Right.
The NWO represents attitude. It represented all of that. You can't just slap LWO on your shirt and be the happy-go-lucky traveling caravan.
Right.
Hey, we're all friends and let's go beat. No. Escobar, grab the chair, get the kendo stick. Heck, for crying out loud, maybe some C4. I don't know. Get inventive. The point being is this is where the LWO should just turn on Mysterio.
Yeah.
Like nobody's business.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't
get some edge.
And it happened again yesterday, or in AEW. You got, Chris Jericho taking on
Sammy
Guevara. Oh, this is going to be the toughest match of your life, and we're best friends. But during that match, there's no friendship. Oh my God, you guys are killing me with all this friendship stuff.
That one's not so bad. No,
it's all bad. It's all bad. Get everyone to hate each other. None of this, you're my best friend. Do it at the end if you want.
Yeah, but here's the difference, Mitch. At least they have that edge there. At least they kind of, deep down, you're like, something's going to happen. Maybe. In the LWO, you're like, I don't know if this guy's going to send him a candygram once we're done.
I'm going to tell you right now. I think he's laughing. I think Dominic's going to have something to do with it. He's going to show up with his lapels and his jackets and everything like that and just like attack everyone. And as well he should. Dominic is the only reason I'm watching, like, I know he's not part of LWO, but he's the only reason I even care about Rey Mysterio anymore. I'm telling you right now.
The real Mysterio.
The real one.
Yeah, man, I don't know. You're right. This lovey-dovey, it's just not working for me.
It's not working, man.
No.
Come on. I'll tell you what's all here's one. So a good friend of the program for all our podcasts and a lifelong friend, South Carolina George, chimed in this week. Actually, I chimed into him because I wanted to hear his take on it. Becky Lynch goes over to NXT and wins the championship off Tiffany Stratton. The match was actually really good. I enjoyed that match a lot. And then I threw out to George, just because he's a huge wrestling fan as well, is this a downgrade? Is this good for... And he rebuttals back and says, this is the highest ratings they've ever had. Mm-hmm. Absolutely true. All that true. But we're talking about Becky Lynch, the man who a couple of years ago, in fact, headlined WrestleMania, had one of the biggest pops. We want to talk about pops. When she walked into the ring, she'd get that big pop. And now she's over at NXT with the championship. I don't know if this is a downgrade or if this is a good thing for her. When Dominic did it and came down, I thought that was brilliant. Get him that courage. Get him that, that experience. Get him down there, win that championship. He's kind of doing both. Get those roles in. Does Becky need that? I don't know, guys. I'm on the fence with it.
Okay, that's a good point. I see where you're going with that. I don't know what to take. I still haven't really made up my mind on that, because on one end, I look and I say, okay, if all you're doing is bringing the top roster people down to NXT to help bump it up,
right,
then you just have a problem with the show NXT,
right,
in and itself,
yes,
right? Okay, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like how they made a belt for Rollins.
Right.
Basically.
True.
Now I'm wondering, it's like, okay, are you just trying to make sure that Becky Lynch has a belt because
it's awkward at the dinner table?
Because it's awkward at the dinner table.
Yes.
And she's super good, but yet not belt material in today's storylines. Like, okay, we can't have you beating Rhea Ripley. And we really can't having you mess up the Io Sky and everything going. Like it's.
I know. That's what it felt like.
That's what it felt like to me. But is it like that? Or, hey, can you do us a solid and a favor in a company? Let's build some ratings. We need to get the Tuesday numbers up. Either way, I don't like it. When you say Dom
right,
going down, it makes sense.
That makes sense.
Because he's not good enough to be main event.
Right.
But he's good enough, and he plays the flex. He's like your flex position on your fantasy roster, right?
Great point.
Hey, you need a wide receiver in 1 week? Put it in. Hey, you need the running back? You put it in. That's Dom, and it works, and it's great. But yeah, look, there was a time that I remember,
right,
when if you were the top, you were the top.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was also a time that if you weren't the top, there was still a storyline for you. And I don't know if it's because of the Attitude Era and the Vince Russo, and there was that kind of like, he had that style. I don't know what he called it, but it was like a style of writing where like everyone got a segment. Maybe it's just go back to that. Mm-hmm. Maybe the belts they've put too much stake in the belt. But also, if Roman Reigns just can't be beat, hey, sorry. He just can't be beat.
You can't beat somebody that's not around.
Well,
you can't
I don't
beat
know.
him.
This whole thing with Becky Lynch, it was. And what are you doing?
I'm on the fence with it. I'll be honest. It doesn't, like Tiffany Stratton, man. She was.
I love this lady.
Good wrestler, looks great, talks well. She was on her way. I could see this hurting her a little bit, you guys. I'm being serious.
It's kind of the problem I have with it.
That's where I'm saying, like, Becky has done her thing. I think you're right. I think they brought her down. They're like, hey, let's get a real superstar down here to maybe help with the ratings and do the thing, but not her. Like, guys, you took Corbin and you took Mustafa Ali and brought them down, right? Becky Lynch is, like, in my opinion, leaps and bounds ahead of those two.
Yeah.
Them two I get coming down. The Dominic is brilliant play. This one makes no sense to me at all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just look at it.
I agree. On
Sure,
the topic
of
of women's division in the WWE.
Yeah.
On the topic of women's division.
Sure, of course.
That Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
I mean, this is main event material.
Exactly.
Written I love the whole shtick. I love everything that's going on. I love it all, Mitch. I love it all.
I'll tell you what I also love. How about the rumors that Jade Cargill is coming over?
Are you in my brain?
I'm just saying.
Are you in my brain?
That's the big rumor. However, if I can make a dream matchup right now, right here, and win everything, it's Charlotte Flair and Cargill going at it.
100%.
I'm just telling you. You don't need other
100%.
matches. Those two wrestle for an hour. Please.
Listen.
I'm asking.
You know what I love about the stable?
I'm asking.
Please.
Please, God. Please.
I'll tell you something.
Sure.
There's points in time where AEW knows what to do with certain WWE wrestlers that WWE doesn't know how to do with them. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's also a point when WWE or AEW, excuse me, I'm butchering this, but when WWE knows what to do with AEW wrestlers.
Right.
Jade Cargill, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if her moves weren't as solid and she was a little stiff in the ring and all that. I seem to remember that there was also a gentleman by the name of Goldberg who had the same issue.
Right.
Now, what they tried to do in AEW is they tried to basically make Jade Cargill this Goldberg type of persona. right?
Yes.
Dominant, come in, you got the look, you got everything. Perfect. But they don't know how to really do it for her. She needs to go to the WWE.
Yeah.
She needs to take that whole thing and she needs to Goldberg her way in the WWE, and they will turn her into a champion in no time.
Yeah.
And know exactly how to do it with the production, with the persona. She's not meant for the AEW roster.
I already have it. I'm telling you right now. 1 hour match with Charlotte. Done. I'm asking for it. That's all I want. That's it.
That's it.
And then she can retire. I don't care. That's all I want. Both of them can retire for all I care.
Hey, what'd you think of the return of Nia Jax? What'd you think of that on Monday night?
I liked it. I liked how it was done, too. She came in, attacked the one person. You're like, oh, she didn't collab. No, she's not in collaboration with anybody. She's on her own. I liked it. I didn't mind it.
I like it, too.
You know why? It was a double cross. That's why I liked it.
It was a double cross.
She didn't go, hey, how's it going? Oh, I heard you're a champion. Oh, well, do you mind if we wrestle one day? No.
Hello,
Double cross.
I would like to engage in a little professional wrestling with you, and may the best person win.
Enough with this.
Let's get to the big elephant in the room for the last few minutes. It's the PWI 500. What is that? It's where Pro Wrestling Illustrated ranks the top 500 players, top 500 wrestlers in the world based on win-loss records, championships won, quality of competition, major feuds, prominence while the wrestler's promotion, and overall wrestling ability. At number 1, you know I'm a numbers guy. I love my ranking.
He loves his numbers.
Number 1, Seth Rollins. Number 2, Roman Reigns.
How's that make any sort of sense?
Number 3, Jon Moxley. Wait a minute, Dimitri.
Like I said, you know what? There was a post on this in the Team MOW group. Like I said, tell me you love the Shield without telling me that you just love and miss the Shield. Come on.
You know what, though? I think those are the top 3, I'll be honest with you. And I actually do think Seth Rollins is number 1. Again, we'll go back to the belt. It was created for him. You're absolutely right. It was created because they needed to get him something. The Roman Reigns tide was too big. They're like, give him one. The Jon Moxley, I'm cool with that number 3. There's probably nobody, in all God honest truth, that wrestles more than this guy during a year. This guy's on every day.
Who, Moxley?
Yeah, every day he's on. Every day. Where we can't find Roman Reigns, you can find Moxley. Okay. You can find him anywhere.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I see where you're going there. There's definitely an argument to be had there.
Sure.
First and foremost, how can you have Seth Rollins over Roman Reigns? I have a big problem
because
with that.
He actually wrestles every pay-per-view.
So this
or
is
he has,
but
like it says in the rankings.
To the counterpoint to that, Mitch, is if a guy is only showing up once a month and or whatever and is still bigger than you, pound for pound, I'm sorry, man. I don't care how active you are. You're not on the top. You're not the man. You're also not someone who's had a championship for over 1,000.
Yeah.
You're also someone that you look up and down both rosters and say, well, there's no one that can beat you. And when Roman Reigns comes on TV,
right,
the world stands still.
Agreed.
You know it and I know
Agreed in all parts. But I think depending on when this ranking, like I know it just came out, but I don't know when the final ballot goes in. It could be because that tide and the and that whole faction is starting to fall apart.
Okay.
And maybe that's why. Because you make a really good point. You're absolutely right. But right now, I have no problems with Seth. In fact, number 4 is Gunther. 5 is Vikingo. Number 6 is MJF.
Okay.
You can fight right there.
Hold on,
you can make a fight.
I was waiting for you to chair shot me.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
Sure.
I hate siding with you. MJF is your boy.
Damn right.
You know, I might, if we sell enough GWO shirts,
right,
I might buy you a Burberry scarf.
Please.
Actually, I'll do a new pattern, the Mitch Berry scarf.
Now we're on to something.
But, okay. The Gunther.
Yeah.
I can see that over the MJF.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah, I'll give it to it.
You know, all things being considered, I still don't agree with it. In my list, I have Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
I have number 2, I have Rollins.
Okay.
Number 3, I have MJF.
Yeah.
And number 4, I have Gunther.
Oh.
That's how I have it. Then I'd throw in, let's say, the Moxie, whatever.
Sure.
Okay. Either way, up to opinion. That's what I love. I love wrestling because it's very subjective. This is kind of the thing I love, okay?
Absolutely.
What era would beat other? Okay, we love all that. Vikingo.
Yeah.
over MJF.
Hey, listen.
The world champion.
I agree. Whoever, like I said,
the hottest mic guy.
Agreed. I'm not agreeing with it. That one I don't agree with.
I mean, last I checked, I don't remember seeing Vikingo anywhere in the last month.
You're right. Because he's not just in AEW.
I know that. But I'm just saying, as the average person, like, who?
Yeah.
Okay, now you just gave him press. MJF just headlined an 85,000 plus stadium as the champ and is a mathematician.
That's why his math is excellent, by the way.
Excellent math.
Like, that's a Buckus math. That's like, he was fast and precise, I might add.
Can I tell you why MJF and Adam Cole are the greatest? This is why they're the greatest.
Yeah.
It wasn't the math part. Okay, MJF was fire.
Yeah.
The best moment was when Cole came in. This would be a disaster. Like, that was a 1980s, like Karate Kid Part 19.
Yes.
Like, that was a great moment for me. Yeah.
I loved it all. At number 10 on the PWI list, it's the American Daydream, Cody Rhodes. Hey, I mean, I know I'm right, and I like telling people when I'm right. Told you so. Just say it. Like, you know what? Like, I say it because everyone wanted him to win, and this is why the WWE is who they are. They knew. They must have had this ranking from before. They're like, we can't give that guy the belt. We can't give it. He's number 10. Number 10. Josh Alexander's ahead of him, who's out of Impact. He's the guy that wears the earmuffs all the time, the Canadian.
Yeah.
Love this guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he should be number 9.
Yeah.
Cody, just saying. You left AEW. You're on your way. You were probably going to. That Moxley ranking could have been you. Might have been you.
It might have been you.
But it wasn't. Overall, I saw the ranking, and you know what? There was a couple of other ones. Like, you know what's one's really weird is, I got to be honest, Claudio was in the top 15. Like, he beat out, where is it? I have it here on my notes. But Claudio came in at like number 12. Like, I have to look at that and be like, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's the champ over at Ring of Honor. But I don't know. I am curious. Like, when was the button pushed to close the ranking?
You know what, Mitch? You know what I love now in the podcasting world is that you can see various podcasts and you get more insights into the as we talk wrestling, you get more insights into the business, you get more insights into wrestling,
right?
From a lot of people now, whereas before you had to wait until like the Dateline interview,
right,
or the late night interview. And where I'm going is you're hearing guys like the Ric Flairs, the Hogans, a lot of these golden era old timers talk about the business. And sometimes when I look at lists like this and I say, guys, all of them say the same thing. Yes, you got to have the charisma. Okay, you got to have charisma. You got to have the persona. You got to be good in the ring. You got to do all this stuff. Fine. But you got to sell tickets. And you got to make money, because at the end of the day, it's an entertainment business.
Then why was Will Ospreay at number 17? Will Ospreay, didn't he say it in his promo? Hey, bruv.
Oh, by the way,
Chris Jericho beats
I
Kenny
apologize
Omega.
to you.
Yeah.
I owe you an apology.
It is well.
I saw his tweet, and he said bruv.
That's right.
Not
See,
bruv.
I told you.
I thought it was bruv with a heavy the.
It's bruv. Hey, bruv. Like, that right here is a tragedy. Number 17, this guy's got to be in the top 10. Got to be top 10. Easily, all day and every day.
I mean,
he's going to be the hottest free agent in the next few seconds here. How do you not do it?
Vikingo? Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
You see what I'm saying?
But Will Ospreay you got Claudio over Will Ospreay?
I don't know, man.
What's happening over here?
That's what I'm saying.
Are we all taking crazy pills?
I invented the piano necktie.
I'm just saying. You got Cody Rhodes over Will?
I get that one.
No, you don't get it. You're just doing it to spite me.
No, I get it.
No, you don't.
It's a great move.
Don't lie to the people, because they come to the ACT to listen to real commentary.
From the other side of the rail. The place where you want to be. Listen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Alternate Commentary Table, the ACT, GWO for life. Get your shirts, get your merch, get your mugs and your hoodies and all of that jazz. Go to McGuire's shop. It's going to be fantastic. But listen, McGuire's show's dropping tomorrow as well. McGuire The McGuire Show anywhere where you are streaming your podcast, McGuire on Wrestling. It's fantastic. Catch up on episodes. Listen to this episode. Getting all the episodes. I can't wait to hear the melts tomorrow. I'm going to be honest with you, Mitch. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm looking forward to it as well because I know they're going to talk about this. Like Karrion Kross at 440? Like, what is happening here? What is going on?
How do you get that high? But listen, thank you again. We can't stress it enough. Each week that you listen to us, don't forget, subscribe to the Team MOW Facebook page. This thing is hot during the week. I love it. And thank you all for those contributions.
LA Knight 130. I told you.
Take out the 30.
Have a good. Chest shot.